Alright, welcome back students. Again, this is Mr. Rocco, and this is lesson 3. And we've spent a lot of time investigating the phenomena of the fancy cup and the regular cup. And this week, we've been really working on trying to figure out what is actually the reason why the temperature is changing in the fancy cup and the regular cup. So we're going to be doing a gizmo investigation. So the first thing that you need to do to get into gizmos, remember that when you go to gizmos, you're going to see this screen, and you're going to need to click on, let me try this again here. Alright, welcome back everybody. Again, this is Mr. Rocco, and today we're going to be going over lesson 3, which is called Heat Absorption and Gizmo Simulation. So for this week, we've been trying to figure out why the temperature of the liquid is actually changing in the fancy cup and the regular cup as we do our investigation. So we're going to be doing a digital simulation today. Your instructions are right here. Our learning target says I can explore a variety of factors that influence the absorption of heat by completing a gizmo simulation. So we're going to explore things today such as the color of the material, and also, does putting a barrier of plastic over the top of the material, does that have any effect on the temperature of the liquid? So the first step is to, first of all, you're going to need to download this assignment. Oh, I messed up. Alright, welcome back everybody. This is Mr. Rocco, and today I'm going to be talking about lesson 3. This week we're focused on trying to figure out why the liquid in the fancy cup and the regular cup changes temperature. So today we're going to explore a slightly different scenario. We're going to use a gizmo simulation to get a better understanding of this. So to access the gizmo, you're going to click on assignment 3, and you first are going to click on the gizmo simulation link. So to log into gizmos, you want to click the person button right here. And if you're in Mr. Rocco's class, we already have a gizmo account set up. In class, we set up our gizmo account. We used our tech ID number, and then we used our Schoology password. For some of you, you may need to put your first initial in front of the ID number, and then use your Schoology password. So if you tried to log in and it's not working, we wrote down our login name and our password on the first page of our planner, so you can check there. If you don't have that, you can send me a Schoology message and I'll send you your account information back as soon as possible. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and log in to your account, and you're going to see the simulation heat absorption in your list of assignments. You also want to make sure that you download the document, and we're going to be doing part C of this activity. Okay, so the question we're going to be investigating is which materials are the easiest to heat up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a prediction. It says, predict, in this activity you'll compare how metal, wood, water, and brick heat up differently. So I want you to start by making a prediction of which substance do you think will heat up the most? Do you think it's going to be the metal? Do you think it's going to be the wood? Do you think it's going to be the water or the brick? So you just write what you think on this blank. Then, well, which substance do you think are going to heat up the least? Okay, so once you've made your predictions, we're going to do some experiments. Okay, so this experiment, use the white light and heat up each of the following substances for 3 hours. So in your simulation, you want to start by taking your flashlight and putting it at an angle of 90 degrees. So the light is hitting the material directly on. Then you want to start by choosing your metal. So you drag the metal over here, and you're going to click play. You can see the time is going. Okay. And so we want to write down what the temperature is after 3 hours. So the temperature is shown right here. So for the metal, after 3 hours, the temperature was 22.4. So we're going to write that temperature in here. Then we're going to do the same thing for the wood. So I'm going to grab my wood, press play. So temperature for the wood was 35.8 degrees Celsius. Okay. So you'd go ahead and you'd continue that for the rest of them, and then you'd answer the question. It says, based on the results, which substances do you think reflected the most light? So be careful with this one. It says reflected. So reflected means that the light is going to bounce off the material, right? So if it's bouncing off the material, it wouldn't necessarily be heating up the material. Okay? So it's not saying which one warmed up the most. It's saying which one reflected the most light. All right, number 4. This time says we're going to use a greenhouse. So a greenhouse is a building with a glass roof and walls. It says light can get in, but the heated air inside cannot escape. It says click add a glass cover to simulate the conditions in a greenhouse and heat up each substance. Record your results below. So to put the greenhouse on, we're going to hit this button right over here. Hit the reset button first. Alright, so here's our greenhouse. And you can see the light's going to go through the greenhouse. And we're going to see if that has any effect on the temperature. So this would be a lot like our cups in the experiment that we're doing. Does the light pass through our cups and does it trap heat? Or does it just let the heat go right through it? So we're going to explore that concept. So we're going to start with the metal again. Go ahead and put our metal in here. And we're going to start our timer. Alright, so the temperature was 23.6, so we'll record our temperature. So you'll do all those experiments for the wood, the water, the black brick, and the white brick. Okay? Then you're going to answer the analyze question. What effect did the glass cover have? Okay? So you're going to see, does this glass cover have an effect on the temperature or not? And does our cup, since it's a closed system, right? Because the air can't get out of it except through the straw. So does that plastic help to help to trap the heat in our cup, or doesn't it? That's one of the things we're going to be finding out. We're going to compare this experiment to what we're doing with the regular cup and the fancy cup. So your assignment is just to work through this page. You're doing your experiment in the Gizmo. Again, remember, if you don't know your account information, send me a message and I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Good luck with this. Have fun with this. It's a pretty interesting experiment, and it really relates well to what we're doing with the fancy cup and the regular cup. We're really exploring what happens to the light when it passes through our cup. So we're trying to see what happens in this experiment as well. All right, we'll talk to you later.